What is going on, you guys? It is your boy back at it again with another UFC breakdown video. We're back. UFC 285, the return of the greatest fighter of all time, taking on one of the most technical heavyweights we've ever seen compete in the UFC octagon. Really looking forward to this card, man. We've got some stacked talent. Jeff Neal taking on Shevshenko Rakhmonov, Garry Turner taking on Gamrot, Bo Nickal is making his UFC debut. We have some amazing fights on this card, and I'm really looking forward to it. There's some good spots on this card for bets. Last week, UFC Vegas 70, I want to say, we were up 7 units, and that was a tricky card, man. That was a tricky card. I've seen a lot of people losing money on that card. So to come out with 7 units, I mean, that's unbelievable. $210 on the night, 30 units, or $13 per unit. So yeah, I mean, that's just an amazing return, I can't lie. But yeah, let's get into our breakdown video. And I also, before we get into it, I keep like, Jesus, just get into it already, you're probably saying, but I'm going to be more consistent with these uploads. Like March, April, May, we have some bangers. We have some banger matchups. Like, these cards are phenomenal. I just couldn't be asked during March or during January, February, I'll be honest. Like, these cards have been dead. They've been dog shit. Like Aaron Blanchfield taking on Andrade. Like, I'm not doing a breakdown for that. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, when I get into the swing of things, I'll be doing a breakdown for every card. Like, bam, bam, bam. But for now, like, I just want to be consistent with good cards, and then we'll like break down the shitter cards as we go on this YouTube journey. But yeah, let's get into our first fight of the night. Our first fight of the night, we have Luik taking on Esteban. I'm not going to say their second names because I'll absolutely butcher them. Radzhabov, I'll attempt it. Radzhabov Ribovics. That's decent. But yeah, so I'm going to have to go with Luik in this matchup. I think that Luik has the massive grappling advantage, experience. I like that he's been to decision multiple times. Ribovics has never actually been to decision in his whole career, I'm pretty sure. Multiple first round KOs. He's been to the third round like twice or something. So he's a guy, I'm not sold on him. And I just like the experience and the high level guys Luik has fought. I mean, he's never fought in the UFC, but he's fought some decent guys in the PFL. As we can see, like he's fought in the PFL. He's fought this guy, he's pretty good. Like he's fought, look at the guys he's fighting. Like the Radcourt's 19-3, 7-0. Like he's fought decent guys, and I'm just gonna have to go with a guy that has the grappling. Like the one thing I don't like, he's taking it on like a week's notice, and I'm pretty sure the reason why he got this opportunity is because he got punted off the Ultimate Fighter. So the UFC were probably just like, we'll sign you anyway, since you know, we kind of did you dirty. But well, McGregor probably did him dirty, but you know what I mean. Like, I'm just gonna have to go with the grappler in this situation, dude. I'm not sold on Ribovics. Like Ribovics has really good power. He's aggressive on the feet. He comes forward throwing bombs, and you know, I'm not sold. I think that in his last matchup, like he looked good, but it's against Thomas Paul, and Thomas Paul's went on to lose, hasn't he? After this, yeah, he has. Like, I'm just not sold whatsoever. Thomas Paul is also a deaf guy, so I'm not like roasting the guy, because I mean, I can't roast anyone, but you know what I mean. It's like, I don't know, I'm not impressed by the guys he's beaten, and you know, Radzhabov has definitely fought the better competition, so I'm gonna have to go with Radzhabov. I'm pretty sure he's sitting at like minus 250 range. Yeah, minus 225 is the best you can get on Radzhabov. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Radzhabov by decision. I just like the way he's never been finished either. Got a very good chin, durable, how you Americans said. Yeah, I just like the overall durability of Radzhabov. As he's never been finished. He's went to decision multiple times, and there's too many question marks for me to pick Ribovics in this situation. So yeah, give me Radzhabov by decision. Moving on up the card, we have Bashartat taking on Damien Blackshear, or however you said it, Damon Blackshear. I'm gonna have to go with Bashartat. I just like his striking way more. He's got good kicks, good boxing, and you know, even his brother, I love watching his brother fight. I mean, he kind of cost me a bet. I feel like he could have finished Montez, I want to say, he fought in his last performance, Javad Bashartat, but Yeah, I like the Bashartat brothers a lot here. Bashartat has good kicking, has good boxing, and has good BJJ, good wrestling. And Damon Blackshear's only path to victory I see is by wrestling, and I just don't see that working out here. I can't lie, Damon Blackshear impressed me in his last performance against Youssef Zalal. He took it on like 5 days' notice, I want to say. And, you know, he looked actually decent. I bet Zalal, and I was so pissed he didn't finish him inside, because he was getting destroyed in the last like 2 minutes. Damon Blackshear, because he gassed out, because he was on like 5 days notice, so you can't really take into, you know, his cardio in that fight whatsoever. But I'm gonna have to go with Farid Bashartat to, you know, keep it at range, use his kicks, and kind of just keep on the feet and piece him up, maybe find a finish. Or like maybe find a submission if Damon Blackshear shoots a bad takedown. But I just see Farid kind of piecing him up for the whole 3 rounds, getting a decision victory and easily winning this fight. Let's see what the odds are for this. Where are the odds? But there we go. Yeah, it's like minus 500 a range. Like that's what you're gonna find. And Farid Bashartat, I'm probably gonna put him in a parlay. I'll be honest, like probably just double parlay him with someone. I feel like he's one of the locks in the card. I'll be honest. Damon Blackshear is not a bad fighter whatsoever, but I just like the skill set and like the styles, how they match up for Farid in this matchup for sure. So yeah, give me a Farid by decision. Moving on up the card to a really unbelievable fight in Tabata Ricci taking on, Jesus, Jessica Penne. I'm gonna have to go with Tabata Ricci in this matchup. I think she'll have the takedown defense, BJJ to stop Jessica Penne, taking her down, kind of like controlling her there. And I do like Ricci's stand up way more than Jessica Penne. Like Jessica Penne's stand up is absolute dog shit. She's like 40 years old. She'll be slower than she's ever been. She'll never improve at this age. And Tabata Ricci's still young. She'll be improving every day in the gym. And I just don't like this matchup for Jessica Penne whatsoever. Like plus 190. I don't know about that. I feel like she should be like plus 250. Honestly, I just don't see how Jessica Penne could win. I mean, no, I do see there's a path to victory. Get it to the ground, kind of control her, but it's just it's going to be such a tough ask against Ricci, who's got good grappling herself, good takedown defense, and she's a way better striker. I see this being on the feet for the most part, and Ricci just outstriking her for the whole 15 minutes. 3 decisions. Jesus Christ, this is going to be a boring card if my predictions are right. Please don't be right. Please just get a finish one of these two. I can't be asked watching a 15-minute WMMA low level fight. But yeah, Tabata Ricci does have some good cheeks on her, so that will keep us entertained. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Tabata Ricci in this matchup. Like, just keep on the feet. I'd strike her for 15 minutes and win a decision in this matchup. Yay! Going on up the card, we have Mana Martinez taking on one of my favorite prospects at bantamweight, Gamrot Saaiman. The one thing I would say about Gamrot Saaiman, he's been very active, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing at this stage in his career. He's 22 years of age. I would like to see, you know, him develop, if that makes sense. Like, look, he's taken 4 months off. He's getting back into the octagon after 2 months. Like, is that a good thing? He's getting back in so early, or is that a bad thing? Like, I don't know. I would like to see a fighter, you know, really improve, you know, out of the octagon. Like, take like 3, 4, even 5 months off, come back, you know, refine your skills, because, you know, usually you're not improving during training camp. That's what like all MMA fighters say. So, I mean, you probably are, but not to the extent out of training camp, if that makes sense, where you're, you know, just practicing stuff like wild things and just like refining your tools. But you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm going to have to go with Gamrot Saaiman in this matchup to get a submission. Actually, I just don't like the grind game of Mana Martinez whatsoever. He's got decent boxing, Mana Martinez, but he's very chinny at times. Excuse me, Jesus, I'm like spitting everywhere. Mana Martinez has good boxing, like okay takedown defense. I mean, it's not great, is it? Not the best BJJ, but he's got decent boxing, decent hands, decent striking, but I see Gamrot Saaiman literally being better everywhere in this matchup. Minus 250, he's a parlay piece for me. all day. I think Gamrot Saaiman gets a submission in the second or third round here. I'm pretty confident that he'll do that. Like, he's got good striking, decent boxing, decent kicks, and you know, that gym seems to be doing some good stuff down in South Africa, like Vs Du Plessis, now him. So that gym's like looking pretty good. I wonder where he trains actually. Like, what gym is that called? I'm like, team, I don't even know what that is, but yeah. That gym's like seems to be, you know, coming out with some decent prospects. So yeah, really looking forward to Gamrot Saaiman. Like, I love watching MSP fight. Very talented guy, one of my favorite prospects at 135, and probably a future top 5 for me. Like, I mean, 8 years away from his prime, maybe even more. So yeah, I think that he'll be a future contender one day. And Martinez, I just don't think he's that good in any particular aspect of MMA. I mean, like I said, his strong point is his boxing, but I just don't know. He's not like, nothing wows me about him, if that makes sense. But like, when I watch like Gamrot Saaiman, like, I'm looking at a guy that has an overall amazing MMA game, ground game, wrestling. Not amazing, but you know what I mean, like a decent base, like, of ground, boxing, kicks. Like, he's just way more overall skilled than I think he'll be able to use just his overall MMA game to beat Martinez in this matchup. So yeah, give me Gamrot Saaiman by submission round 2. Moving on up the card, we have Ian Machado Garry. Jesus Christ. Taking on Kenan Song. I'm going to have to go with Ian Garry in this matchup, dude. I really am. I think they'll find a finish. I just don't see how Kenan can win. I mean, maybe a knockout. That's the only chance he has in this matchup, because he's not going to be able to out-grapple Ian Garry. He's not going to be able to out-wrestle Ian Garry. And I think that Ian Garry could even mix in some takedowns of his own. I'm pretty sure Ian Garry got a takedown against Gabe Green in his last matchup. Got a knockdown as well in that matchup. He looks like, the thing about Ian Garry, let's be honest, I know like he has a lot of haters because he's kind of cringe, I can't lie. I mean, I'm a fellow Irishman, so, you know, I'm rooting for him like hard here, but he's kind of cringe. It's just like so forced, and just be yourself, you know, Ian Garry. But yeah, this has nothing to do with the breakdown whatsoever. But yeah, you know what I mean, like, I feel like Ian Garry is the more crisp striker in this matchup. He'll be able to even implement his own takedowns, and I think that his timing, his speed, his precision on the feet is going to be too much for Kenan Song. And Ian Garry, like I was about to say, improves every training camp. If you go back and look at his first fight in the UFC against Jordan Williams, like, he did not look very good. Like, he was struggling against Jordan Williams and then found the KO. And Jordan Williams is dog shit. Now we saw a step up in Darian Weeks. Darian Weeks isn't the best guy, but again, he kind of just schooled him. And then another fight, Gabe Green. Gabe Green's actually a hard, like, decent, tough opponent, and he made Gabe Green look so easy. And I saw a lot of people on the Gabe Green side, which was, I thought was fair, because I thought Ian Garry was kind of overrated, but dude, he proved a lot of people wrong in that fight. And we are seeing massive improvements. Him down at Sanford Killcliff now, MMA. So, you know, he's making some massive improvements down at that gym with like Henry Hooft and all of those kind of guys. Like, who's he training with? He trains with like Gilbert Burns a lot, and he's like at the top of the welterweight division. So he has some phenomenal sparring partners, and I think this is a very good, you know, spot for Ian Garry. And Kenan Song hasn't fought in 2 years. It's not like he's just not very good at all. Like, I just don't see how he can win this matchup. It's a very difficult fight for Kenan Song. So yeah, give me Ian Garry, probably by, I don't know, probably decision, I'll be honest. Like, Ian Garry doesn't really have that one punch knockout KO power. So yeah, let's go decision. Ian Garry just schools him on the feet for the whole fight. Going on to our next fight. Even this fight's a banger right here. Like, this fight's gonna be all out action. I love watching Julian Marquez fight. And Marc-Andre Barriault, you know, he's had ups and downs in the UFC so far. Like, both of these guys right here have kind of had ups and downs in the UFC so far. Like, Julian Marquez with the biggest flop in MMA history. Not like, I can't believe that he like called out Miley Cyrus, like whatever her name is, and then just flopped it, dude. Like, Miley Cyrus, like, she got like a fake tattoo across her belly. Oh my god, he flopped it so hard. Imagine Imagine flopping Miley Cyrus, bro. Oh, but yeah, anyway. That's crazy. I feel like Julian Marquez can get this done. I really do. Julian Marquez has more finishing potential. Like, I don't think he's ever won a decision, or has he? I think he's won one decision his whole career. Let me just fact check this. Decision lost, decision. So he's actually never won a decision. That's why I thought. He's never won a decision, and I think he has more finishing potential in this matchup. Marc-Andre Barriault, a guy that's been to the decision multiple times in his career. Marc-Andre Barriault, takedown defense isn't great. His BJJ is okay. His striking's okay. Like, he's not really good in, like, you know, good in one aspect of MMA, really. He's a durable guy, though. He can take some decent shots, but I feel like Julian Marquez will have the overall, you know, more options to victory, and I like putting money on guys that, you know, have more options to win. Like, he can win by submission, KO, and I just see Marc-Andre Barriault winning by decision, really. I don't really see, maybe he can find a finish, but this is going to be a banger while it lasts. This is going to be a banger while it lasts, for sure. I wonder what the props are. I can't even, how hard is it? Okay, define Marc-Andre Barriault. I clicked on the wrong one. Damn it. This is so professional, I know. Tell me about it. Fight doesn't go to this. Oh god, yeah. Never mind. Minus 425 and fight doesn't go, so not really good odds there whatsoever. So yeah. I'm giving Julian Marquez by TKO on the ground and pound. Yeah, give me Julian Marquez by TKO. Moving on up the card, we have Viviane Araujo taking on Amanda Ribas. Let's see what the public have put. Ribas? Wow, interesting. I don't think so. I'm gonna have to go with Viviane Araujo. I feel like Viviane Araujo will have the strength advantage. I feel like her BJJ will be able to keep up with Ribas, and I feel like on the feet, Ribas is pretty dog shit, let's be honest. I mean, not dog shit, but she's not good whatsoever on the feet. Viviane Araujo will have the stand-up advantage in this matchup. I feel like she'll have the power advantage. She'll have the more finishing potential in this matchup, and I do feel like she'll win this matchup by decision. Damn, she's 36. Jesus, I didn't realize she's been around for that long, but yeah. Well, she hasn't been around for that long, but I didn't realize how old she was. I thought she was like 30 or 27, something like that. But yeah, I feel like Viviane Araujo will have the more finishing potential, like I said, the crisper striking, the crisper boxing, and Amanda Ribas, the only way I see her winning this matchup is probably by using her jab, using her reach kind of thing. Like, she fights longer because, you know, Viviane Araujo, I don't know the reach per se. So, I mean, Araujo has, you know, longer reach, but, you know, I mean, like, she fights like, you know, Andrade kind of style where she wants to get in and, like, land some hooks and big bombs on you. But I feel like Amanda Ribas probably sits on the outside, jabs her up, if that's her path to victory, because if she gets in a brawl with Araujo, she's not going to be able to win this fight. But yeah, give me Araujo by decision this matchup. I don't really understand the public's opinion on this. 76% on Ribas. I don't know, like, interesting. Very interesting right there. But yeah, give me Araujo by decision. Moving on up the card, that was such a terrible time to unpause. Admitted burp, professional as always. But yeah, Derek Brunson taking on Dricus Du Plessis. This is a very interesting matchup. Like, plus 200 on Derek Brunson. In a fight that will be close. We know this fight will be close. I don't know, man. Fuck, this is a hard fight to break down, really. Or like, well, not to break down, but to, you know, pick a side. Like, Derek Brunson has good wrestling. We know this, obviously. He's, you know, displayed good wrestling throughout his whole career. Like, college wrestler, I'm pretty sure. I grappled many opponents in his whole MMA career. His striking's fucking dog shit. He fights like he's under the... He fights like he's under the water. Does that make sense? So he fights like he's underwater. It's so weird. But yeah, like, Dricus Du Plessis gasses in the first round. Derek Brunson gasses in the first round. It's such a hard... Middleweight is shit. Middleweight is so bad. But yeah, I'm going to have to go with Dricus Du Plessis, I guess, because he has a submission threat as well. If Derek Brunson shoots a bad takedown, And I feel like Dricus Du Plessis fights through tiredness very well. Like, he fights through tiredness, like, extremely well, because he gasses in that first round all the time, but then, like, somehow wins, like, the second or third round. Which is crazy. Against Brad Tavares, he looked like he gassed inside, like, the first 3 minutes and then won the third round dominantly, which was crazy. But yeah, give me Dricus Du Plessis by submission. I'll actually go with submission. I actually picked him against Darren Till by submission, which is an amazing pick for me, because let me just gas myself up. I did, like, obviously the tape study, and I was like looking like Dricus Du Plessis has some nasty submissions, and he's got really good grappling himself. So yeah, I think on the feet, Dricus Du Plessis will be able to win on the feet, has the power advantage, has the submission ability, and BJJ, you know, I feel like Dricus Du Plessis should win this matchup for sure. I think he has all the capabilities of stopping Derek Brunson on the feet and on the ground. Moving on up the card, we have Cody Garbrandt taking on Trevin Jones. Very, very interesting matchup right here for Cody Garbrandt, dude. If he loses this shit, damn, his career's done. But yeah, I'm going to have to go with Cody Garbrandt in this matchup. I feel like he just is better. He's just so much better than Trevin Jones. Like, Trevin Jones is, like, losing the lowest level guys possible. Like, I mean, Hanny Barcelos is good, but he looked just way out of it. Jawed Basharat's obviously good. So, I mean, actually, that's a lie. He's been fighting, I mean, probably the best guys outside the top 15, but I just feel like Cody Garbrandt is so much more skilled, and Trevin Jones, is the only way I see him winning is by, you know, submission. I just don't see that happening against Cody Garbrandt, a guy that's somewhat good at scrambling and got decent takedown defense, decent wrestling himself. And I feel like Cody Garbrandt's going to be way more slick on the feet, way more powerful on the feet, but it's just, where is Cody Garbrandt at in his career? Like, I just don't know. It's such a hard fight to bet. Like, what is the distance prop in this? Let's see what the distance prop in this fight is. I clicked on the wrong one again. Right here, yeah. Cody Garbrandt inside the distance. Fight doesn't go the distance. Minus 215. I don't mind that whatsoever. I don't mind it. I feel like one of these guys should find a finish. I mean, we know how chinny Cody Garbrandt has been in his whole career, and Trevin Jones has also had some chin problems in his career. So, yeah, I see a finish in this matchup. But I feel like Cody Garbrandt's so much better than Trevin Jones. Like, if he loses this, wow, he's so ass. Yeah, so yeah, give me a Cody Garbrandt by KO in the first round, I think. First or second round. Just fucking clubs him with a right hand, I'd say. Just lands a massive right hand and puts Trevin Jones out. So yeah, give me a Cody Garbrandt by KO. Trevin Jones is also taking this on short notice, so we have to take that into consideration also. But yeah, give me a Cody Garbrandt by KO. I think he'll have to submission defense and takedown defense to stop Trevin Jones from implementing his main game, and that's like grappling. Moving on up the card, we have Jimmy Pickett taking on Bo Nickal. I'm just going to be really quick about this breakdown. Bo Nickal's going to absolutely destroy him in the first round by submission, probably. Jimmy Pickett's a guy that crumbles under the pressure very much, so when he's getting backed up, he just, I don't know, gives up at times. He really has given up in so many fights, and I just don't like that against, you know, I don't like to see that in a fighter whatsoever. So yeah, give me Bo Nickal by submission in the first round by like a, I don't know, arm triangle or a rear naked choke or something like that. I just don't feel like Jimmy Pickett's on his level whatsoever from what we've seen. Like, I know Bo Nickal's legit fought cans, but when you look at Bo Nickal and you see him just dusting these guys like they're nothing, you can tell he's gonna be a special talent. And especially the way he's like dominates them on the ground, like the way he transitions to side control, fucking half guard mount, turns around, gets a triangle choke off bottom. It's like, you can tell the way he transitions on the ground. He's high level compared to these trash cans that he's fighting. But yeah, Jimmy Pickett, I just don't like the way he gives up in so many fights. Give me Bo Nickal by first round submission. Moving on up the card, we have Jeff Neal taking on Shavkat Rakhmonov. This is gonna be a close fight. I really do believe this could be a really close fight. I'm gonna have to go with Shavkat Rakhmonov. I feel like will have the distance in this matchup. We saw how Jeff Neal struggled against guys that uses their distance very well, such as such as Neil Magny, such as who else? Neil Magny, Stephen Thompson, that was it. Stephen Thompson, he struggled against him badly, and I feel like Shavkat Rakhmonov can present problems like they did to Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal's improving those so much. He's improved so much in the past like two fights for sure, but I feel like Shavkat can just pick him apart at range and find a decision victory. Jeff Neal's such a tough guy to finish. Like, he can take massive shots. So yeah, give me Shavkat Rakhmonov to keep it at range. Stay away from the big power shots of Jeff Neal. And yeah, I mean, Jeff Neal could crush the leg of Shavkat Rakhmonov if that is a weakness of Shavkat, but we haven't really seen that in the UFC whatsoever. He's like pretty flawless so far in the UFC. The only time I've seen him in danger is on the regional scene, where he got mounted in the regional scene. I really believe if Khamzat Chimaev fought Shavkat Rakhmonov, like, Khamzat would just destroy Shavkat Rakhmonov inside a round. I really do believe that. So yeah, but yeah, like, that's just Khamzat Chimaev for you though. Give me Shavkat Rakhmonov by decision this matchup. Moving on up the card, we have Valentina Shevshenko taking on Alexa Grasso. I feel like this is a very, very tough spot for Alexa Grasso. Like, Alexa Grasso has good boxing, but she's not phenomenal in any aspect of MMA whatsoever. She's just like very well rounded, decent boxing, decent BJJ, decent wrestling, but she's not going to be a problem for Valentina Shevchenko on the feet whatsoever, in my opinion. Valentina has a wider variety of skills. The boxing is even close. Valentina has way more kicks than her. And I feel like we will just see a more of a classic Valentina Shevchenko, because she won't have to worry about the takedowns in this fight. I feel like girls like Talia Santos and Erin Blanchfield are probably the main two girls in that weight class that are going to be causing her problems, because obviously the takedown threat and the BJJ. But yeah, I don't see this being a problem for Valentina Shevchenko. I'm gonna say she gets it done by decision, just skills her on the feet. Maybe mixes in some takedowns of her own, like her head and arm throws that somehow work in women MMA, which is crazy to me. I mean, we don't see that in men's MMA unless they're kind of really bad at takedown defense. But yeah, head and arm throws do work in WMMA. That just shows the high level we have, the high level skills in women's MMA. It's crazy. But yeah, I just like choked on my own breath. It was kind of weird. Valentina Shevchenko, I just feel like this is just a pretty good matchup for her. You won't have to worry about takedowns, wrestling, grappling of Alexa Grasso. So yeah, give me Valentina Shevchenko by decision. And for our last fight, the GOAT, he's back, versus one of the most technical heavyweights we've ever seen in the UFC octagon. Let me just take a drink. Jesus Christ, man. Jon Jones, bro. I'm a Jon Jones homer, I can't lie. I'm a Jon Jones fanboy. You're probably like, oh my god, imagine being a Jon Jones fanboy. You're right. The guy did get me into the sport, so I can't just turn my back on. I can't turn my back on him when he like done some horrible shit in his life, but you know what I mean? Like, Jon Jones is a guy that just dominated everyone in the light heavyweight division, from Lyoto Machida, Rampage Jackson, Glover Teixeira. Like, just dominating the best guys in his weight class easily. DC twice. I mean, his last performance, like, there's so many question marks though. Against Dominic Reyes, he looked ass. Thiago Santos on one leg, he almost lost that fight. Anthony Smith, he dominated. I don't know why people like pretend like he didn't dominate Anthony Smith, like, and made that Anthony Smith curl up in a ball for 2 rounds and like just survive to the bell. Like, surviving to the bell was a victory for Anthony Smith in that fight. So yeah, I don't really understand why people point out that fight as well. But anyway, Jon Jones, I feel like, you know what the thing is about this matchup? I see people saying Jon Jones has to get to the ground or he loses. This could be a possibility, for sure. It could be a possibility, and Cyril Gane just like points him the whole fight, but I really don't see that happening whatsoever. Go and watch tape on Cyril Gane. You'll see the way he's in and out, bounces. out of kicking range. You know, I want to say 85% of his strikes are at range, but if you see his most his like the most, what do you call it, impactful strikes and like the fight enders, he wants to get in and land some massive shots. We saw that against Tai Tuivasa. He landed massive shots with his boxing. We saw that against Derek Lewis. And we saw that against like Volkov. He hurt Volkov a few times in that fight. And I just don't think that's going to be able to happen against Jon Jones. I don't see how Ciryl Gane can finish Jon Jones unless Jon Jones is seriously washed. We know Jon Jones has a granite chin. Never been knocked down in the UFC. Never been visibly stumbled, rocked in the UFC before that I've seen. Maybe the Gustafsson first fight, but he didn't really look like he was hurt, like completely like, oh my god, I don't know where I am type thing. Or like even just wobbly on his feet. And I don't see how Ciryl Gane will be able to, you know, bounce into range against one of the greatest fighters we've ever seen at range and land like a 4-piece combination and just put him out. I don't see that happening whatsoever. You know, Ciryl Gane might have the kicking, but if you look at Jon Jones's kicking ability versus Ciryl Gane, who has the more diverse striking on the feet? Jon Jones. I'm not even like being biased here. That's just my opinion. We have spinning back elbows in tight. We have spinning back kicks to the body, leg kicks, teep kicks up the middle, hook kicks, oblique kicks. Like we have such a wide variety of kicks and kicking range, and I feel like Ciryl Gane's gonna have a problem with that, man. I really do feel like the kick that whoever. I just feel like Jon Jones can win a kickboxing match against Ciryl Gane. I know people are gonna be like, "What are you saying? You saying Jon Jones is gonna beat Ciryl Gane on the feet?" And I'm like, I don't know if I'm saying that, but I feel like it's gonna be very, very close, like swing rounds type shit. Like we will see swing rounds for sure in this matchup, and I do feel like Jon Jones. Like again, we're going back to this wrestling, and he has more options. He does have more options in this fight. And like I said earlier in this breakdown, the more options, like most of the time they win. And I feel like Jon Jones will get this fight to the ground no matter what. Whether it's the 3rd round, 4th round, and I do see it being a bad time for Ciryl Gane down there with Jon Jones. You know, Jon Jones is one of the most lethal guys on top we've ever seen in the octagon. Probably the most lethal ground and pound we've ever seen in the octagon. Like, I know Khabib, you know, his ground and pound is relentless, but the most damaging ground and pound we've ever seen is probably by Jon Jones with the elbows, with the top pressure, with landing massive shots on his opponents from top. And I do see that. Like, put it this way, if Jon Jones gets a takedown inside the 1st or 2nd round, it's probably gonna be Jon Jones from there on out. Like, let's be honest, because his strikes will open up on the feet for Jon Jones. He'll be able to get those takedowns more and more because Ciryl Gane might be probably gassed towards the end of the fight. And yeah, I feel like Jon Jones has more options to win this fight. I really do. And I put 7 units to win 5 units on Jon Jones. I've done it. I've done my biggest bet of all time. I feel like Jon Jones can win this matchup. I really do, man. I really do think that Jon Jones... I'm going 3rd round TKO. I'm going 3rd round TKO, dude. On the ground. Gets his back and points him out. I really do. I just don't... Ciryl Gane can't outpoint him. He's got a nasty jab. One of the best jabs we've seen at heavyweight. And that could cause a problem for Jon Jones. Jon Jones hasn't been in the UFC octagon for 3 years. But dude, I'm telling you for a fact, it will not be the Jon Jones we saw against Dominic Reyes. I'm telling you. If we see the Dominic Reyes Jon Jones, I'll be so pissed. I'll be like, holy shit, why did you come back, you loser? I actually will be pissed, but like, dude, I just don't feel like Jon Jones would... like, why would Jon Jones come back for his legacy, dude? I know he's getting paid a shit ton of money, but why would he come back washed? I feel like he wouldn't do that. He's not that type of guy. But yeah, it's a possibility. It's been 3 years. Did the octagon rust? He said he struggled with octagon rust against OSP, but then he came back after like a year and a half against DC, put on one of his best performances of all time, and put on one of his best performances of all time against Gustafsson in the 2nd fight after like a year and a half layoff. So You know, it's kind of like a myth. How does he deal with octagon rust? And at that point, like 3 years compared to a year and a half, like, is there much of a difference? I don't know. But yeah, I feel like Jon Jones can get this done. I really do. I feel like he can get it done inside 3 rounds. I'm very confident in Jon Jones. I really am, dude. I really am. I feel like he can strike with him on the feet. I feel like he can win a round or 2 on the feet. But has to implement the takedowns for sure to really secure a victory in this matchup. If he implements the takedowns, gets the fight down inside the first 2 rounds, he's won this matchup. Mark my words. Mark my words, dude. If he gets his fight down inside the first 2 rounds and somehow Ciryl survives after it, like going into the 2nd or 3rd round, he's like got up, Jon Jones is gonna win. Like, I'm so confident. But yeah, there you have it. Jon Jones by 3rd round TKO. I'll be doing a more in-depth breakdown of like the ways these guys can win. But yeah, give me a Jon Jones by 3rd round TKO inside the distance. I'm gonna be putting props on that as well. 3rd, 4th, and 5th props. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown video. That was me back. We're finally back after like what is that now? 2 months or months away from YouTube. But yeah, I'll be more consistent. March, April, May, we have some bangers coming up, and I'm really looking forward to it. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe, like, comment. I'll be doing more content during this week. I can't wait for this matchup. Actually, wait. I forgot one breakdown. Bruh. I forgot this breakdown. I'm amateur, bro. Yeah, anyway, Jon Jones is gonna win. Mateusz Gamrot taking on Jalin Turner. I forgot, I literally skipped over it. Fuck. I'm gonna have to go with Mateusz Gamrot. I feel like Jalin Turner getting out grappled by Matt Frevola. I mean, yes, that was like 4 years ago, 3 years ago, but dude, there's levels between Matt Frevola and Mateusz Gamrot's grappling, and I feel like this is gonna be a single leg masterclass by Mateusz Gamrot, and he's going to be able to put on the pace of Jalin Turner. Jalin Turner could find a submission, like a guillotine, like he did against Brad Riddell, but I feel like this is such a step up in competition from like what he was fighting. I'm pretty sure his last fight was Brad Riddell 7 months ago. Jesus Christ, that was felt yesterday, but yeah. Give me a Mateusz Gamrot by decision in this matchup. I feel like it's just going to be a single leg masterclass. Jalin Turner's a very, very, very dangerous guy in this weight class for sure. Like, one of the most explosive, most athletic guys in this weight class. Decent, well-rounded skill set, but I feel like Mateusz Gamrot's grappling, like wrestling wise, is just gonna be too much in this matchup. And even on the feet, he can like have some success. Like Mateusz Gamrot against Dariush on the feet didn't look that good, but you know, he looked good against Arman Tsarukyan on the feet for some of that fight. I mean, Arman Tsarukyan's not the best guy on the feet. He's kind of just a kicker with not really the best boxing, but you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Mateusz Gamrot can have a lot of success in this matchup. Like, Jalin Turner, I can only see him winning by KO or submission. I can't see him winning a decision. If I had to bet my house on who would win this matchup by decision, I'd probably have to say Mateusz Gamrot. I feel like Mateusz Gamrot can also get a submission later on in the fight while Jalin Turner slows down. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Mateusz Gamrot by by decision. But there you have it, guys. There were my UFC 285 breakdowns. Jesus Christ, that was 15 fights, a lot of research. Hope you guys did that and enjoyed that breakdown. Please leave a like, please subscribe. This shit was so long to do a breakdown, to do tape study for. I can't lie, like I feel exhausted. I can barely even connect this sentence together, to be honest. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys later on during the week, Wednesday or something, and we'll be doing don't forget, we will be doing a UFC 285 watch along. Jon Jones has to win. Let's go. I will see you guys on Wednesday for my Jon Jones breakdown versus Ciryl Gane, and I will see you guys on Saturday for my and also I'll be doing a best bets on like Thursday or Friday. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, do all that good shit, comment your predictions, your best bets, and I will see you guys there. Peace.